Annyeonghaseyo, Yorobun. I'm back again. So I'm here to give more insight on the GKS scholarship, since I've got quite a number of people in my DMs. So I'm just going to go straight to it. Today we are going to tackle documents, the whole process, and the eligibility. So I'll start with eligibility. So for nationality, all applicants must hold citizen. All applicants must hold citizenship of NIIED designated countries that are invited to take part in the GKS program, of which Ghana is included. So that settles it. So for the education, you need relax. For bachelor's degree program, it's for applicants who have graduated or are expected to graduate from a high school or from an associate degree program. And for those applying for the associate degree program, it's for applicants who have graduated or are expected to graduate from high school. And if you are expected to graduate, you must first submit a certificate of expected graduation at the time of application. So for the GPA, which is most people's headache, the cumulative grade point average CGPA of the entire curriculum from the previous degree program must meet one of the two conditions. Score percentile should be 80% or above on a 100-point scale, or be ranked within the top 20 within your class. 2. The CGPA must be equal to or above 2.64 out of 4.0 scale, 2.8 out of 4.3 scale, 2.91 on a 4.5 scale, or 3.23 on a 5.0 scale. So for people like me that went to Legon, we use for those of you that don't know, Legon is University of Ghana, yes. We use the 4-point scale, so 2.64 and above. If your GPA is below that, may the Lord be with you. Then for the age, you must be under 25 years, born after 1st March 1998 to apply for the undergraduate scholarship. And you must be in good health, both mentally and physically, to be able to study in Korea for the full duration of the program. The application involves a medical exam, just so you know. So to ensure you are safe, just get yourself checked before you apply, so the results do not come as a surprise to you if you happen to be unfit. So the selection procedure, the application and selection, I'm going to take each track separately. So the one I'm more familiar with is the embassy track. So after submitting all your documents to the embassy, there's the first round of selection. So if you get called, I don't think you're called at that time. So the first round of selection is done by the embassy. Yes. And the embassy recommends candidates to NIID. So out of all the applicants, the embassy just sits, chooses, and recommends the chosen to NIID. After which, they forward the documents of the selected candidates or recommended candidates to NIID. Then there's a second round of selection, which is done by the NIID. So NIID sifts through the recommended applicants sent to them by the embassies. Then they also choose from that. Then they forward the details back to the embassy for the third round of selection. Yeah. So all these rounds involve interviews, especially for the first round and the second round. They involve interviews with the embassy. So if you don't like interviews, start prepping. So after the third round of selection by the embassy, the final announcement is made. So the embassy chooses through those who passed the interview after the NID selection. Then you proceed. From what I know, the third round involves choosing of the schools. As I said previously, the embassy track allows you to choose 3 schools. Did I mention it or not? Okay, just in case I didn't mention it, the embassy track allows you to choose 3 schools of your choice. But as for the university track, you can only choose 1. So in the case where all the 3 schools you selected want you, that is when you have to make a choice as to which school you want to go to. But if you just get 1 out of the 3, you take it like that. So yeah, then the final round, final announcement is made, then yeah, japa. So that's basically it. It's not anything complex. And for the university track, there's the first round of selection by the university. Then they recommend candidates to NID. Then the documents of the recommended applicants are sent to NID, just like in the embassy track. And there's a second round of selection that's done by NID. You see, the difference between the two is after this second round of selection, the next stage is final announcement. But for the embassy, they have a third round where they conduct interviews. So that's the difference. The difference is in the number of rounds. So in the university track, university selects, recommends NID, NID selects, and that's it, final. No second chance. So yeah. So the application period varies by universities and by embassies. So in my recent knowledge, this year's deadline for embassy in Ghana is 24th February. So you have like a week to make your submissions. So all the best to those of you that are going to apply. The graduate scholarship will be open next year, February. So you have more time to prepare, which is a good thing, and I'll be getting to why it is a good thing. So things to remember: applicants can choose up to 3 different universities. I mentioned that earlier. You cannot choose 3 different departments from a single university. So let's say you choose Seoul National University, and you choose maybe Department of Fine Arts, then go and choose Department of Linguistics, then go and choose Department of Health Sciences from one university, please, you'll be disqualified sharply. Of the chosen universities, at least one university must be from Type B university. So there's like a classification, Type A and Type B. You find it in the guide when you download all the documents for the application. So for Type A universities, you have schools like Seoul National University, Yonsei, Korea University, and the likes. Then the Type B universities, which are usually regional universities, you have Daegu University, Busan University, Chonnam. There are plenty, I cannot remember all of it. Yeah. So see, my advice is, if possible, don't choose a Type A university. Choose all Type B. It makes it easier to move to the next round, because these Type A universities, their standard is to the roof. So unless you are some Isaac Newton or Albert Einstein, and you are very sure that your grades are like 3.8, 3.9 out of 4.0, please do yourself a favor. and choose type B universities. I beg you, take it from me. So, if applicants fill out a type A university in a type B section, your application may be excluded from the evaluation. So please be very careful when you're filling. Go through it like 1,000 times before you submit. I beg you, it's very important. So university track applicants should fill one university in the application, just one, nothing more, or you'll be disqualified. So applicants who hold a topic level 3 or above will be given additional points, 10% of the total allocated points. For those of us in Ghana, we know we are not part of this GOC because we have no topic center. So there's no way we can write the topic exam to even get to that level. So that's unfortunate, but yeah, it is what it is. So direct descendants of Korean War veterans who participated in the Korean War as a foreign military will be given additional points. That's 5% of the total allocated points. So if your ancestor somewhere, grandfather, grandmother, great-grandfather fought in the Korean War, and since you happen to be a descendant, state it, like put it there for them to know, and you get an extra 5 points. So about the documents, you need the application form, your transcripts, your certificate, your passport, the identification page where your face and your details are, then there's the health check form for the medical exam. I'm going to focus more on the documents that need to be notarized. There's something called notarization that deems a document legal and, how do I put this, authenticated. Let me put it that way. And I think the basic ones you need to notarize are your certificate, your birth cert, which is your proof of citizenship, then your academic transcript. But you see, that's where the challenge comes from, because in Ghana here, to go through that is a very long process, a very long one. So first of all, get your certificate and transcripts from your various universities or high school, whichever it is. And what you have to do is, do not give your original copy because you won't get it back. So get a certified copy from your schools. Then you go to the Ministry of Education for their attestation letter. That costs about 50 cedis. The price of the copies of your certificate and transcript varies depending on your school. For University of Ghana, I know it's about 10 cedis or so per document. So do the math. So from Ministry of Education, you have to take these 3 documents or any other document you have to notarize to the High Court for a judge to put his or her stamp on it. That costs money. Then from there, you move to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, again for their stamp, which also costs money. Then from there, you take the documents to the embassy. Just the documents, your application form and the rest are not part. Take it there for the consular authentication. So that is where you get their stamp on it to show that it's a certified document, and that costs $4 per document. So we are looking at, give or take, if you are using 3 documents, give or take, like prepare at least 1,000 cedis, including miscellaneous, and it takes about 2 weeks to process. So if you haven't done these things and you want to apply now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it might be late, too late for you, since the deadline is 25th of this month. So you may have to start preparing towards next year. But those of us who want to apply for the graduate scholarship, you can start now, so you are not found wanting, because the time frame is like 2 weeks when the embassy opens it. Within 2 weeks, it's closed. Sometimes even less. So yeah, please start preparing now. And for the high court part, is they'll stress you. Take it from me, they will stress you. So if possible, go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If you can get somebody there to handle the high court part for you, perfect. Well, just know that you have to pay money. I mean, this is Ghana. Pay money. If you want it done earlier than usual, fast tracked, pay more money for express. So I know someone who is going to miss this opportunity because they forgot to start preparing ahead of time, and they didn't have, like, they weren't privy to a lot of fine details about this documentation thing. That's why I made this particular video to inform you. Get these 3 major documents. These 3 are like constant. If you want to add something else, fine. Get these 3 documents and start the process now. Time flies. You don't need to have like all the money down. The little you have, you start. As we are here right now, I'm going to speak for the graduate students because time is against the undergrad applicants. So I'm going to speak for the graduate applicants. Time is on your side right now. Start now. You don't need to have all the money right now. Start small. Maybe next week you go and get your certificate and transcript. Then maybe the next week or next 2 weeks you go to Ministry of Education for the attestation letter. It's 50 cedis. I'm sure you can manage 50 cedis. The main headache is the amount you're going to pay at Foreign Affairs. Last time I checked, it cost about almost 300 cedis per document. So let's say 300 cedis per document, and you're doing 3 documents: birth cert, certificate, transcript. That's like 900 cedis. So you start saving. So when your 900 cedis is ready, you quickly go there, get it done. It will be processed in 2 weeks, and within that 2 weeks you keep saving for the embassy one. $4. The dollar rate changes all the time, so you pray that by the time you are ready, the dollar will have dropped. So you go there and get their authentication, the consular authentication, for $4 per document. Then you are done with that stress. Then you can focus your energy on filling out the other parts of the application, like the form, the statement of purpose, study plan, and all that. I'll do another video to entailing all that. Like, I'll show you how to fill it step by step in the next video. So that's just about it. All the best in your applications, and I'll see you later. Annyeong.